Hi, Funeral Lady here, talking about veterans, and I want you all to know the most important thing to do if you are a veteran or your loved one is a veteran and you're preparing for a funeral or planning a funeral. All you need is discharge papers. Most branches, they're called a DD 214. That is the paper that proves your discharge has not been dishonorable. If your loved one or yourself has served with the National Guard, it's called something different. It's an NGB, I believe, 22 form. But other than that, those are the two forms that you want to look for. And if you're pre-arranging with a funeral home, that's a great thing to give the funeral home to put to your file, because as long as you have that one form of your discharge, you can get the flag that you're entitled to, you can get access to free burial in a national cemetery if you meet the eligibility, which is usually 2 years of active service, has to be honorable discharge. And there's also a lot of private cemeteries that kind of offer veteran sections for people that might not have the full eligibility for the full national cemeteries. Or it could be for families that just live too far away from their state's national cemetery and want to have their loved one buried in the family lot, along with their other family members. There are some private cemeteries that allow veteran sections and discounts for veterans that might be discharged not dishonorable. There's another term. It's other than dishonorable. Sometimes this could mean, gaining too much weight. There's all these different ways that you can be other than dishonorably discharged from the military. The other way that some people might not have full eligibility for a national cemetery burial would be if they didn't serve the full requirement. They fell just short of that. It always helps to make calls to your local cemeteries. Your local community cemeteries might have veteran sections, and they might have less strict eligibility requirements than the national cemeteries. That being said, if you haven't ever visited a national cemetery in your state, please do so. You will never see a better kept cemetery than the national cemeteries. It's something to experience. They're absolutely beautiful. They accept volunteers usually for Memorial Day and Veterans Day. If you ever want to volunteer to help put flags on every single grave at the cemetery, that's a great way to get to know your local national cemetery. And it's also a great way to give back and support the veterans that have given us our freedom. So yeah, check it out.